Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Gunpla review, and today I'm going to be taking a look at this right here, which is the high-grade Build Divers Gundam AGEII Magnum SV version. And once again, this video right here would not be possible without those awesome people over at Hobbylink Japan. So if you do want one of these of your own, there is a link down there in the description. So this right here is what the Gundam AGEII Magnum SV version looks like out of the box and snapped together. And for the most part, and I mean 90% most part, this is exactly the same as what we saw before with the standard version of the Gundam AGEII Magnum. Of course, the biggest difference is the color, and we've got a couple more as well, but I'm gonna leave those particular aspects till later on with the accessories. Let's just take a look at the mobile suit itself. So as for this mobile suit right here, the Gundam AGEII Magnum SV, of course this is the upgraded version of Kyoya Kujo's standard AGEII Magnum. This variant right here, of course, is from the later end of the Gundam Build Divers anime, and I'm not going to mention too much about that, but let's just say the last couple of episodes definitely get a lot better than the lull we got towards the middle section of that particular anime. So that right there is the SV version beside the standard version, and honestly, there isn't a whole lot of difference besides the major one, of course, which is the color. Personally, I absolutely love this grey on white color. It looks so cool. It's not as high contrast as the purple and white, but personally I feel it looks so much better. Besides that, we've got some different side skirts there, we've got some weaponry on there. Those, of course, are the beam Vulcans. And another absolutely cool aspect about this redesign is we have a different crest up here on the head. The V-fin is a slightly different design that is bigger and broader. Flipping around to the back and we'll see another difference here, and this to me is probably the worst aspect of this design because personally, I love the AGE style spoiler backpacks. They're so fun. But this time around, because of the added SV aspects of this kit, that's gone and we have these little arms for attaching the funnels. So sadly, gone is the spoiler. But I'll also mention, because this is a kit based on a kit, the SV version is based on the AGEII Magnum, which is in turn based on the AGEII. That means we do have some leftover parts in the box, including the spoiler. So if you do want just a grey variant of the AGEII Magnum, we do have the backpack, the original V-fin crest, and the non-weaponized side skirt, so you can build yourself a grey AGEII Magnum. And on top of that, because I mentioned this is a kit based on a kit, we do also have the front head section of the standard AGEII. So we do have a few head options in here. I'll put them all up on the screen at once so you can see them all. But besides all of those, it's the same awesome little high grade that we saw the last time. And because of that, I'm not going to be going through every aspect of this kit in detail. If you do want to see this kit in more detail, then you can check out the review I did of the AGEII Magnum right here. But for now, we're going to move right on into what is new in this kit, and that, of course, is the SV stuff. Let's go. So here is the high-grade Gundam AGEII Magnum SV version with everything that it comes with, and this is a kit that comes with quite a bit. So first off, we've got some grey variants of what we would have seen before with the last kit. Of course, that is the Hyper DODS Rifle. The Shiguru shield, we've got two of these, like before, but only one part for attaching them. Once again, we have the 4 F funnels, which can attach onto the shoulders like so, can be used as funnels or weapons that can be used in the hands. And speaking of hands, as well as the standard set of high-grade holding hands, we also have 2 alternate left hands, which is a fist and a widespread open hand. We have 2 beam sabers with those standard flat-edged beam effects that we see with AGE kits all the time. This little block adapter section for the parts forming transformation, which we'll take a bit of a look at later. And now moving into what is new with this kit, and of course, first up is the large sections which attach to the back of the legs. These are just referred to in the manual as the leg additional unit. These apparently give it more mobility in the air and can be used as weapons. If you're going to be posing this thing on the ground, these can flip back like so that's cool that they can get out of the way, but I prefer the way it looks in the air. It almost has a bit of a Reagan Lay's Julia vibe about it from Iron-Blooded Orphans. That is pretty cool. Next up then, we've got the 2 Sigmaxiss funnels. These of course are based on the AGEII Orbital's Sigmaxiss cannon. The claw sections on the front of those can open up at 4 different points. When not in use, they can be attached round here on the backpack. They do have a little bit of up and down movement. That is 2 individual points of articulation. And even though this kit right here does include a stand, this one right here, if you do want to display these, then you will need 2 extra stands, not included. So that right there is pretty much all that is new for this kit. That is the 2 Sigmaxiss funnels around on the back, the leg additional units on the back of the legs, and of course there is the collar, the new V-fin, and the beam Vulcans on the side skirts. Besides that, it's pretty much identical to what we saw before. However, because it does look a little bit different with all of its equipment, let's check out the transformation and see exactly what it will look like transformed. So the transformation here is pretty much the same simple parts forming transformation that we saw with the last kit. So in order to transform it, we pull off the arms and legs, pull down the waist unit, pull out the arms, push in the head, flip over the new funnels. The lower section of the torso then flips around to the back. We whip out the Hyper DODS rifle, take this little segment that's inside of that, pull it out, flip it around, stick it back in again, push in the lower section, flip out the top section. The little part we flipped around inside of the DODS rifle connects into the center of the chest. The Shiguru shield then connects into the top of the DODS rifle. Now we're done with the upper section, we move down to the legs. And just with like most Gundam transformations, what we do here is we reverse the joint in the legs so it's bent like this. We do that with both legs, then we pull out that little extra big grey block we saw beforehand. We connect both legs to that, and that then connects those legs back to the torso. The final part then is the arms, and on here we flip the shoulders down, the F funnels flip back up, open out, and then you just reconnect them back onto the torso, like so. So what we get in the end is essentially what we got before, but because of the new SV equipment, it does look a lot beefier and bulkier, and all in all, I prefer this version. It looks really cool. I find a lot of Gundam transformations are a bit of a flop because if you look at them from the bottom, you can see that it is literally just a Gundam, but this hides it quite well. Looking pretty cool. So that is it for the review, and the Gundam AGEII Magnum SV version is a very nice typical high grade. So of course, that makes this right here silver tier. Aesthetically, I think it looks even better than the standard version of the AGEII Magnum, but again, of course that is subjective. I am a bit sad about the loss of the spoiler, but you do get one included in case you want to use it. But all in all, this bigger, beefier, Reagan-Lay's Julia-legged variant of the AGEII is quite cool. And the only thing that I'm the most disappointed about this with is, in a couple of months we are getting a master grade of the AGEII Magnum, and I know the SV version of that master grade is gonna be Premium Bandai. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on that. And of course, I will be looking at the master grade as soon as it drops. So excited about that. But all in all, this is a solid, awesome little high grade. You cannot go wrong with this. However, it doesn't really do anything new. But still, personally, I do love the high grade AGEII's transformation. There's not a lot of transforming kits that I actually like. But this one right here, it's pretty simple, it's effective, and the best part is, it does look like a form of aircraft afterwards, not just a Gundam flipped upside down with a shield on the back of its head. But anyway, as always, if you do want one of your own, there is a link down there in the description. You can get yours at Hobby Link Japan. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews, and of course, I'll see you next time.